before you go and just start hating on me, hear me out for just a second. I have a couple things to say. Pound for pound rankings got updated. Ilia's #1, which I don't have a problem with at all. I don't need to tell you this story. He just knocked my favorite fighter out cold. He put him out cold. He's so cool. Why is he so cool? I knew it was gonna happen. Oh my god. And before you guys say the title of this video seems a bit extreme, or weren't you just crying in your last video, like reacting to it live, and now you're hopping up on his cock? A little bit. I'm taking off the Pacers jersey. I got a Thunder jersey underneath it, okay? I apologize. I'm riding the bandwagon, okay? I don't give a fuck. He is the new pound for pound #1. And the reason that I think that he's one of the most complete fighters I think we've ever seen, as everyone knows, Charles Oliveira has the most finishes in UFC history. A lot of those coming from the ground. He's not really a knockout artist. He hits hard. We all know. I don't need to tell you how Charles fights. Charles starts weighing on him in the clinch. I think they're playing trips against the fence. I can't remember. I'll have to watch the clip again. It seems like he starts to take down Ilia. They start going to the ground, and Ilia realizes, all right, we're going down. Let me figure out where my hips need to be, where my knees need to be, so that I don't end up on bottom position. He ends up in Charles' full guard. Fast forward 20 seconds, and mind you, Charles has the best guard we have ever seen ever. Fast forward 20 seconds from that takedown attempt, Ilia Topuria is locking in a mounted crucifix. He's supposed to be the boxer. We know that, you know, he started in Greco-Roman wrestling and jiu-jitsu. That was his base of MMA. But now he's looked at as the boxer. He's fighting the person with the best guard in the most submissions and the most finishes in the history of the sport, goes into their guard, passes through it, gets to a crucifix. Mind you, he wasn't there for long, but one thing I want to add about this. Well, Islam went into his guard. Islam passed his guard. Islam submitted him. The majority of the time Charles Oliveira has people jump into his guard is when he gets hurt. No one jumps into a fully conscious, not hurt Charles Oliveira's guard and had it end well. Ilia didn't give a and he manhandled him on the ground. Got to every dominant position when they were on the ground. And that's Charles Oliveira, man. That's Charles Oliveira, who just went 3 hard rounds and arguably, to some people, got robbed by Arman. I thought he got robbed too. But anyways, it was a mauling. Charles didn't have much success. He landed an elbow early. Step in right elbow. It was nice. He landed it. After that, then what?
I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, he's landing jabs to the body, upstairs. We're a minute in. He had a crucifix. It's just the amount of dominance that this fucking guy has. I genuinely think he's the most complete fighter I've ever seen. His boxing, his power is one thing, obviously. He has cardio. He went 5 rounds with Josh Emmett and was throwing hard the whole time. And one of the scorecards was 50-42. He didn't get tired. His offensive grappling is incredible. His defensive grappling is incredible. He has ground and pound. His fight IQ is a joke. His accuracy is a joke. He doesn't have a weakness, dude. His weakness is maybe, I still think that southpaws are his weakness. Speaking of southpaws, Islam, get your inbred ass down to 55, you fucking twat.
How do we know he's good at 55? How do we know? He has to fight somebody first.
I don't want to do this no more.
I honestly do think that he was running away. I think so. If I'm Islam, I'm not fighting Ilia. Fuck that. But do it. Get back down to 55, you pussy. Anyways, there were a few other things that I wanted to talk about in the pound for pound list. How the fuck is Dricus du Plessis higher on the pound for pound list than Pantoja? You guys can let me know, by the way, in the comments. I could just be completely fucking delusional, and I am, but let me know what you think. Pantoja just runs through people. He runs through all of them. He's the most complete fighter in the whole division. I think he's the 3rd most complete fighter in the entire organization. I think Islam and Ilia are the only people that out-edge him in terms of completeness as a fighter. I don't get it. I still think he's too low on the pound for pound. He's at 5 now. So he now has the most finishes in flyweight championship history. And he's at 5? I am bitching and moaning over literally 1 spot. I want him to be 1 spot higher. I am nitpicking, but seriously. Anyways, what else was I going to talk about? Joe Rogan. So after the fight, Joe Rogan asks him, so now what? You just knocked out Charles cold. What now? Ilia starts by saying there's a blonde-haired bitch or whatever the fuck he said, or whatever it is that he said, like 1 sentence. And then after that, and then we have this guy with he has a bad back, you getting hurt and stuff. And he says a few sentences about Arman. This smooth-brained retard goes, you're talking about Paddy Pimblett. Get in here.
There's a guy that when it comes to the liver, his back hurts. Let's fight. If you ready, I'm here.
You talking about Paddy Pimblett?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Joe, shut the fuck up. You don't get to call the shots now. He wasn't talking about Patty just now. He did. You didn't cut him off. Then he started talking about Armin. So, speaking of Armin, he said he wants to weigh in as a backup for the Max Holloway-Dustin Poirier fight. What are we doing, man? How about you just fight somebody? Because that's what the UFC wants. They're not just going to give you a title shot now. Because Dana White just recently, he said it was a weight miss.
Weighing in as the backup, is he getting back in the good graces with you and the...
Well, it's not about getting back in the good graces. It's about, the guy had the opportunity to fight for a title and didn't make weight. It's just...
What?
And didn't make weight.
And didn't make weight. And didn't make weight.
What the fuck?
And the MMA media, dude, I can't fathom the stupidity in the MMA media right now. Pre-fight press conference. So, Ilia, you're known for knocking out legends. Charles is a legend. What will this do for you if you knock him out? And then he answers with like a 3-word answer. And then the next person steps up, and it's a fan, by the way. It's not even like real reporters. It's just some like brain dead fan who steps up. He's like, so this is a big matchup for you, Ilia. So like, what happens if you win? What does this do for you? It's the same question. They asked the same question for like 15 minutes, and then it was over.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming out today.
Right, there's been a lot of discussion about you fighting fan favorites.
I used to it, to be honest.
And Ilia, how about for you? I mean, if you get that first round finish of Charles, what does that mean for your legacy? What statement does it send?
Question for Ilia. Ilia, if you win the belt on Saturday, you'll become 2-weight UFC champion in just 9 fights. What would that say about you?
You've knocked out Volkanovski, you've knocked out Max Holloway. You said you're going to knock out Charles in the first round.
Ilia, you're known for beating legends. Come Saturday night, you beat Charles. Who will be your next victim?
What does a win over him do for your resume and your bid to become the greatest mixed martial artist of all time?
Question for Ilia. Do you think the extra 10 pounds are going to help you in this fight?
And the only person that was making it entertaining was Moicano, who didn't get asked a question the whole time. He had to cut off, someone asked Beneil a question, and he cut him off to answer the question. Never got asked another question the whole time.
Question for Beneil Dariush. Yesterday, Renato said that he had to kill you on Saturday because there's only room for one old man in this division. Well, what are you expecting from those comments?
Expect more words than actual fighting, so fight daily.
If you don't know tomorrow, no, Saturday, motherfucker, you know. Let's fucking go. Only one old man on this fucking town. On Saturday, I'm gonna finish you.
For the only guy that was making it entertaining, they just completely ignored him. I like how this was an Ilia Topuria video, and I'm just like... Now I'm just ranting about shit. Anyways, and then Dana White in the post-fight press conference drops a bomb and says Armin couldn't make weight, so if he wants a shot, he's gonna have to fight again. He couldn't make weight, so. And no one asked a follow-up. If I'm in that room, hey Dana, you just said that Armin didn't make weight. That's not what we heard. No one's heard that before. And guess what? No one in the any of the reporters, no one was like, hey, that's new. Are you serious? He couldn't make weight? Seriously, guys, put your fucking thinking cap on. Like, really? Are we this stupid? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I was supposed to be talking about Ilia Topuria this whole video, and I made a thumbnail and everything. And now I'm just talking about how stupid MMA media is. Yeah, I think Ilia's the I don't think anybody beats him. Originally, I thought Islam would beat him. At the time, I thought that Ilia he was going to have problems with the body kicks from a southpaw, like Volk did. But now, I don't know, man. I think Ilia smashes everybody. Honestly, the only person that I think gives him problems, other than Islam, Paddy Pimblett, which is going to be hard for a lot of people to hear. People are going to think that's a casual take, but I thought that walking forward was going to be the way that you beat Ilia. Obviously, it's fucking not.
I don't want to do this no more.
If he fights Patty's going to be on the outside chewing up his leg. Patty's, I think, more of an aggressive grappler, so to say, than Charles is, which I think could pose some problems. If Armin fights him, I think he gets slept. Gaethje fights him. I think Gaethje legitimately lasts 45 seconds, and I'm not kidding. And that's not a diss on Gaethje. That's just, Ilia's just on that. He's on that big of a level. Yeah, I think he's probably the most complete fighter I've ever seen. More than John Jones, because John Jones didn't have power in his hands. He had power in his kicks. He didn't have power in his hands. That was kind of the only thing that he was missing. GSP, his striking was good. It wasn't like this. I mean, who else? DJ? You could say DJ. But again, I don't think DJ's striking was ever on the technical level of Ilia, which is a crazy take. I'm going to get flamed for this, aren't I? Oh, fuck. Anyways, I think he's up there with the best. I think he's approaching GOAT status because they're going to do Patty versus Gaethje. Gaethje gets walked over, and then I think Ilia fights Patty. I think he sleeps him out cold in the first or second round. And then what? He probably fights another 2 fan favorites, goes undefeated at like 21 or 22-0 and retires. With his last like 6 fights being all monsters, and he just walks through all of them. Yeah, sorry, this was supposed to be an Ilia video, and I started talking about all sorts of shit. So appreciate you guys like and subscribe. 97% of you are not. So if you could do that, I'd highly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.